we will begin. First of all, I just want to make a comment that please raise your hand whenever you are going to participate because as you know, I'm taking participations into account. And by raising your hand, I'm able to identify you. Sometimes it's kind of hard, like keeping up with the people who's talking. So please raise your hand whenever you want to say something. Okay? So let's begin. Well, yesterday we were dealing with this, but not today, not anymore. I'm going to start by asking you a question. When you hear or listen to the word impressions, what does that mean to you? Or what do you think could be a good definition for impressions? Or what are impressions for you?
Like
But it sounds about something.
Okay, who was that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
uh,
I don't raise my hand. David Navarrete.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please raise your hand so that way I can have control of that. Thank you so much. All right, David. Omar, do you have something else to add?
Yes, it's like introduce ourselves, like first impression.
First impression, introducing ourselves. Okay, introducing ourselves. Thank you. Then Alan, go ahead.
uh, uh, I think that it's like surprising or something like that. I think.
Okay, it can be surprising, right? Something like, yeah, that can work. Thank you so much. What else? Aaron?
A good presentation about something, be a book or a person who's an interview work.
Okay. So maybe the impression that you get from a book or from a person, right? They say that the first impression matters, so that's good. Excellent. And I have four more people. So it's gonna be Jonathan, Fernando, Ismael, and we will finish this part. I have more things to ask, so we will stop with Yvette. Okay? So Jonathan, go ahead.
Well, I guess impressions is meaning about yourself or how they say first impressions about you. I don't know, work or personality, something like that.
Okay, I like that word that you said, personality. Great job. Fernando, anything else to add?
I think it's like a feeling of the personality of a person, of even of a thing, like an impression of happiness, of a scary moment. It's like an impression, like a surprise, maybe, of emotions.
Okay, emotions, feeling, personality. I like those words. Thank you. Ismael?
It's like the first time you see somebody or something, and you can get a bad impression or a good impression to him or to it.
Okay, so maybe kind of observations of someone, something. Excellent. And Yvette.
How do we see something for the first time? For example, persons or words?
Okay. So yeah, maybe impressions are always about the first time. First time meeting people, maybe on your job, maybe at school, even teachers. And Juan Pablo, you can answer to the following. So we are surrounded, right? Maybe by our boss, our best friend, maybe teachers, or even your significant other. Now, my question is, can you recall maybe what was your first impression of a boss that you had, or your best friend? What was the first impression you got out of him or her, or even your significant other, or even a teacher? Remember that very first time when you met a teacher, and maybe your thoughts were some sort of clarified at that moment. So think about people around you. Any experience that you want to share. How did you see that person, or what was your first impression of that person? And Juan Pablo, do you want to say something, Pablo?
Okay. I remember when I met my best friend in Seoul, Ciudad Universitaria. The first impression I think of her was I forgot how I can describe. I think I think he thinks. Ah, sorry, miss, I love the word.
Maybe something about something that characterized him or him. Okay. Well, maybe first impressions of our best friends, right? Sometimes, and even it happens that when you first meet someone, you're like, ah, this person is like this and that, and then it turns out that you become best friends. So the impressions can change also. Thank you so much, Pablo. And I saw Omar. I think it was you, Omar. Do you want to say something?
Yes, teacher. When I met my teacher on science class, the first impression I got was that he was a very intelligent man, and also by the terminology of the words he used that day, I knew he was good at the class and very passionate at what he made with all the projects and the practice he got with the experience.
Okay, so yeah, and even it helps you, impressions even help you to decide whether you stay or not, right? When you see that someone might not be so capable of, maybe you just say, no, I will just take it with someone else. So excellent. That can be also part of impressions. So I don't know if you guys feel like you are very good at knowing someone's personality even before meeting them, how they are. So, are you good at knowing someone's personality after meeting them for the first time? Yes, no? And how? How can you know if what you thought about this person was good? Omar, go ahead.
I think we can kind of know the person by the way she or he speaks, and if he asks a lot of questions, or by the way of the personality. And I have a type of experience with my best friend that the first time we met, he didn't stop asking and asking questions, so I thought he was very like an active person and very honest and sociable.
Okay, and that was very interesting that you point out, even by asking questions, right? Whenever we ask questions, and maybe knowing what kind of questions we are being asked, maybe that kind of shows interest. Maybe if they don't ask that many questions, maybe you think you just don't feel comfortable because maybe that person is not so interested in knowing someone. So yeah, asking questions, personality, that those are very, very good keywords that actually are gonna be about today's topic. So with that being said, what would be the topic that we're gonna discuss today? Now that we said a lot of things, how can we say the topic of today will be? So Wendy.
First expressions.
Yeah, so first impressions and more in detail, like the personality, because there is so much relation between an impression and about the personality when it comes maybe to people. So that's going to be our main focus. So thank you so much, Wendy. Now let's go ahead and start with this. Um, Part A, it's just for you to just think about yourself. I'm not gonna be asking these questions, but just think about yourself. If you meet new people very often, where do you meet them? Who have you met lately? Maybe with COVID, it's not very common anymore to meet a lot of people. However, think about these questions. And right here we have an article on page 2. If you have your book, you're more than welcome to start using it. I'm not demanding for you to write on your books. Sometimes I know there's people just don't like to write on the books, so it's fine. You can even use I don't know, a notebook or some sheets. It's okay. If you want to make some notes out of anything, you are more than welcome. I'm not gonna be kind of like, oh, you have to turn in notes every week or every month or so. So it's up to you. It is your own learning process that I'm respecting. So um, not necessarily that you have to do what to have like a specific notebook for this class. It's all on you. So this first article or this article, it's called "What Kind of Person Are You?" So here they have a question that says, how does Kenneth say you can learn about someone? We're gonna read it and then we're gonna see what Kenneth has to say about how can you learn about someone, okay? Now I will need 4 people to help me out reading the text. Um, I will have Alan, but please don't lower your hand so I can be able to see the names, okay? So Alan, you will start on this blue darker part where it says, how do you get to know someone, all the way to that people ask you. And then David Navarrete, you're gonna go from a sociable person all the way to about a problem you have. Jonathan, you will start on a generous person all the way to where the question mark closes, where it says afraid to say no. And Claudia, you will do the rest, which is from so all the way to do. Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead and start.
How do you get to know someone new? You can ask a lot of questions. What's your name? Whose class are you in? Which neighborhood do you live in? Where did you go to school? What kind of work do you do? But the answers don't tell you about someone's personality. I think it's best to listen to the questions that people ask you.
A sociable person, for example, will ask you a lot of questions. Quiet people don't ask you much. The same is true about selfish people. They show little interest in other people. Or imagine you are telling someone about a problem you have.
A generous person might ask, how can I help? But if you ask someone for help first and they agree, are you sure they're really helpful? Or are they just afraid to say no?
So The next time you meet someone, ask less and listen more. The questions people ask show more about their personalities than their answers do.
Awesome. Okay. And then there it says like the answer is in your questions. So how does Kenneth say you can learn about someone based on the article that we just read? How can we know or how can we learn about someone? What's like the tip or the recommendation maybe that Kenneth mentions?
Listen to the person.
Okay, listening to the person and something more specific than just listening to the person.
To pay attention to his words.
Okay, who was that? I'm sorry.
Me, teacher, Omar.
Omar. Okay, Omar. So to pay attention, to listen, okay, those are good things, but more than just paying attention and listening, something very and I think you guys said it when I was asking you the questions at the beginning of the class. You did I don't know if it was Omar that actually mentioned that key point of meeting someone or having the impression of someone. And I think it was about the best friend. Do we give up?
I do not remember, teacher. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I cannot.
No. Okay, don't worry. It's okay. So yes, we can learn from someone by listening, and maybe more specifically, I'm sorry, by listening to the questions they ask you. I think that it was what, like that sort of involvement on the conversation that makes you have a good impression maybe from someone. And by doing that, well, they have to ask questions, right? So, um, do we agree with him or not? And why? Do we agree that we can learn about people by listening to the questions they ask you? Yes, no, and why? And this is just maybe to a reflection of what we just read. Omar, go ahead.
Well, I think Kenneth it has a point, but also not all the persons are the same way. Some of them may be a little bit more nervous, more antisocial, and you just have to like be more patient with them and like give them a little bit more of time in getting the comfort zone with you.
Okay, that's excellent. Great. Yeah, maybe personalities vary from person to person, and that shouldn't be generalized. Okay. How about you, David Navarrete?
Well, about the questions, I think it's important, but it's more important how they make the questions because in this article mentioned the, for example, quiet people don't ask you much, and it's true because it's not important if they ask you, "Hey, are you a social person?" It's more the, "Hey, are you a social person?" I think it's more important figure out what is the way how they make you the question.
Okay, the way. Maybe more specific on how. Not that everyone do the same, but maybe different ways of asking something. All right, Great. And Claudia?
I would say no because I consider myself like I get really anxious and sometimes like to make small talk or something, I just ask or say the first thing that comes to mind just to don't have that like awkward silence. So
Okay, those kind of awkward silence. Yeah. And sometimes even it makes us feel uncomfortable, right? So, yeah, it depends on the person. And obviously, here also depends on the personality because not everyone is the same way. Not everyone has the same characteristics. And obviously, the interaction and the development, it's going to be totally different from one person to another. So, excellent job, guys. Great comments. Let's continue. Now, we're talking about personalities, impressions. So here is some vocabulary words for describing personalities. Maybe you know all of them, maybe there's some you don't. I'm just going to play a very brief audio so you can listen to the pronunciation of the words. And then what you're gonna tell me, and obviously this can vary totally from everyone can have a different perception, but let's try to use some of these words to represent each picture. I don't know, for example, on picture number one, I think we can see like personality of generous. I don't know. So we will do that with each picture with using the words in this box. And even if you have other words that could describe best here on the personality of the people, that will be even better. So I will play the audio, then we will see what words could fall into each picture, okay? So here we go.
Lesson 1.1, page 2, exercise 2A.
Brave, cheerful, easygoing, generous, helpful, honest, intelligent, nervous, reliable, selfish, serious, sociable.
All right. So those are the words. Now let's try to match them or even add more words if you have more to each of the pictures. So number one, what words could fall into picture number one? Okay, a lot of hands. So Fernando, go ahead.
I think helpful because he is helping the lady with the bags.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, definitely helpful. Thank you, Claudia.
generous,
Generous. Okay, yes, definitely. Omar,
Reliable.
reliable, right? Yeah, I mean, because it's helping, but at the same time, it's like in, I believe, the house of the lady. So it has to be a reliable person. Thank you. And if you want to say from other pictures, just let me know, but I will just say the names here as I see them. So, Jonathan.
With the second picture.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Cheerful.
Okay, that sounds good. Cheerful. Thank you. Aaron?
Honest.
Honest, right? Honest. Okay, I'll take that. And then Alan?
Sociable.
Sociable, right? And they're even handshaking. So that could be a representation of sociable. Thank you. How about the third picture? Picture number 3. Pablo,
Nervous.
nervous, right? Yeah. Claudia,
Serious?
serious, right? Like the Joker. Why so serious? Thank you. And Ismael?
I think intelligent too, maybe.
Intelligent. Okay. Yeah, maybe she's kind of making a decision and she got or she needs to have intelligence, right? Okay. So these are, as I mentioned, just words that could fall into the category, not saying that they are the ones, but yeah, those could be mainly the ones to describe it. And I don't know if you have any other words that could describe any of the three pictures or anything in general. What other words for maybe describing personality can you think of? So Pablo and then Claudia.
For example, for the third, she looks distressed.
What was that again?
Distressed.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good one. Distress. Great. Thank you. And then Claudia.
I was gonna say stressed.
Okay, stress. And then also maybe nervous, maybe anxious. I don't know, I thought of that too. Anxious. Many, many words, right? That we can find. So let's move on then. Now, my intention for this activity was going to be like having you in teams and then for you as a team solving it. But since it was not possible, we're going to do it all together, okay? Therefore, I have here um, this. So we're going to do this crossword and we're going to fill it all together. So I'm just going to be kind of pointing it and then you're going to tell me what the word is. The words that we're using to fill it out, it's the same words that are here. Of brave, cheerful, easygoing, etc. Okay? So let's go ahead and start. So the definition, it's worried. What could be the word or what word matches with the definition? Wendy.
Nervous?
Nervous, okay. Yes, thank you. And then number or like to be with people and meet new people. Omar?
Sociable.
Sociable, right? Great. And then often giving people money or presents. Jonathan?
I guess is mm, generous. Generous.
Okay, generous. Thank you. And then relaxed and not worried. Omar?
I think it will be easygoing.
Easygoing, right? Yeah. How about happy? Aaron?
Honest?
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to hear you. Can you repeat it?
Honest?
Honest. Okay, honest. I think it wouldn't fit. So, based on maybe these words, what could be someone happy?
What? 'Be? Be?
Once again.
Be some cheerful.
Okay, let's see. Cheerful. All right. Yes. Thank you so much. And then next one, quiet and doesn't laugh a lot. Alan?
Can you put the slide, please?
Yeah.
Mm, nervous?
Nervous. Okay. Actually, it's marking it wrong. What could be the word for quiet and doesn't laugh a lot? Let's see, Jonathan.
It's serious.
Serious, right? Excellent. Okay. Number 12, willing to help. Ismael?
Helpful.
Excellent. That was an easy one, right? Willing to help? Helpful. Excellent job. Now let's go with this ones. Able to learn and understand things easily. Omar?
Intelligent.
Intelligent, right? Yes. Thank you. And then next one, not afraid of dangerous or difficult situations. Claudia?
Brave.
Brave, right? Yes. Thank you. Telling the truth. Lisbeth and Elise?
Honest.
Honest, right? Tell me about yourself. Jasmine?
Selfish.
Selfish, right? So, selfish. Okay. Able to be trust or believed. Claudia?
Reliable.
Reliable. Yeah. And I think that's it. Yeah. That's it for our crossword. Yay. Now let's go with the next activity. Okay, so we already went through this. So now, here it says information. So I want for you to tell me what question words do you already know? So maybe be more specific. Whenever we start a question, what are those question words? Or what are those question words that can show you or helps you to gather information? Omar?
It could be like, well, the most common, that is what, also which, and how.
What, which, and how. Excellent. Anything else to add, Alan?
Yeah, where, who?
All right. Yes. And Claudia?
Why also or whom?
Why, whom? Excellent. Great option. So yes, we have some questions that are basically to give you information, and most of them are known as the WH questions, which is the what, where, why, when, how, why. Did I say why already? Well, I don't remember, but yeah, those are the WH questions. How also it's part of it. And basically, it's just any form or any word that can give you information. Because you know that sometimes there are questions that it's only to answer yes or no, but this is about information questions, which means whenever you ask something, that it's going to give you more details than just a yes or no. Here on page 129 in your book, you could have this as reference. If not, it's okay. Here are some information questions like the ones you mentioned. So, for example, when you say where, you know that it's talking about places. When you say how, it's a way of process, right? A process of doing something or way to do something. Which can be more like going to a very, very specific thing or person, and then why, we know that it's for reasons. What, it's like a general question of things, etc. So they are used in very specific specific information that you want to obtain. However, they are all part of the information questions. Okay, and this is very self-explanatory, right? Now, going to page number 3, we will find here this grammar section. So let's go ahead and choose the correct answer. And I have 4. So I would need 4 people to help me out. Fernando, you will do number 1, Omar, number 2, Alan, number 3, and Jonathan, number 4. Okay, go ahead, number 1.
In number one is what, because is to ask a general question.
Is what, right? Yes, general question. Thank you. Next one.
Number 2, it will be which.
Number 2, which, because it's more of a specific. Thank you. Number 3.
I don't know too much, but number 1.
Number 1. So use whose to ask who someone is. Is that what you're referring?
Yes, I'm not sure.
All right. And actually, that's a very great question because I will tell you in a little bit. In this case, it will be talking about possession, okay? When you say whose, whose backpack is this? You are asking about a belonging of someone, and that turns into a possession. So whenever we try with whose, it's because we're talking about possession. And I'm just gonna give a little bit, or you know what, Jonathan, you can do the last one, and then I just go back with whose real fast to do something. So excellent. Thank you so much, Alan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, number 4 is use how to ask about the way to do something.
The way, right? The way to do something, like the process of doing something. And well, thank you so much, everyone. And what I wanted to say is don't get confused whenever you see, I'm going to put it on the chat, okay? When you see these 2 words, whose and whose, right? So the first one, the first word that I put on the chat, that it's referring to a contraction of who is. Who is this person? So you are talking about a person only. But then when you say whose with the WHOSE, we are referring more of belonging or possession. That's more of something being the one, the owner of something else. And the first one, it's a contraction. The second one, it's possession. Okay? So, any questions about anything so far? Are we good? I think it's very simple, right? Um, Alan, do you have a question or you forgot to lower your hand?
Oh no, I forgot it. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. All right, so questions, no questions? If not, let's go ahead and proceed. So we have, let me see something here. We have here some information questions, I'm sorry. Whose class are you in? If you see, whenever you're going to answer this question, it's not like yes. So if they ask you, where did you go to school? Would you say, if you say just yes, and then the other person will be like, yes, what? That's why these are considered information questions. Another thing would be like, are you going to school today? Well, in that case, you can answer yes or no, only in no problem, right? Because it will make sense. But here we're just talking about getting information, getting more details. So let's move on. Um, it's on page 129, if I'm not mistaken. So here we're just going to complete the questions with the words on the box. So in number 1, for example, it says, where can we get some coffee? And then the answer to that will be, there's a cafe on the corner. So I would need 4 people to help me out with the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Ismael, you'll do number 2. Wendy, you'll do number 3. Jonathan, number 4. And Octavio, you will do number 5. Okay. Go ahead.
Number 2, when does the movie start? Letter B at 6:30, I think.
Letter B. Okay. When, right? Excellent. Thank you. Next one.
Whose perdón. Whose keys are these? Letters A. Oh, they are mine. Thanks.
Excellent. So whose keys, right? Possession. Thank you. 4. Number 4.
What would you like to drink? It's letter E. Just some water, please.
Just some water. What? Just general. Some water, please. Thank you. And Octavio.
Number 5, why are why are all the windows open? Uh, Letter C, because it's too hot in here.
Perfect. Giving a reason, right? Giving a reason. Okay. Thank you so much. Next activity. We have another activity. Then we will do something else. And then I think that will be for today. But let's not go too much ahead. So on this one, um, here they have the answers. I want for you to formulate and create like what question could best fit in order to get that answer. Okay. I will give you probably 4 minutes. It's 1:56. So at 2, we're gonna start sharing the answers. All right. I will give you 4 minutes to complete this. So go ahead. Complete it on your notebook. If you have your book and want to write on it, you can do it there. And then we will share. All right, so let's go ahead and share the answers. For number one, let's see, Jonathan.
Okay, what did you have to breakfast? I had eggs for breakfast.
Okay, so what did you have for breakfast? Excellent. Or what did you eat for breakfast? Either or, it's fine. Thank you. Next one, I think it's Omar.
Okay, I put what languages can you speak?
What languages can you speak? Okay. What languages do you speak? What languages can you speak? That's totally correct. And which languages. So great job. Next one. Thank you. Samuel,
Where is the case? You
where
can
are the keys? That's your keys. That's totally fine. All right. Thank you. And then Ismael.
Maybe how do you come here?
How do you come? And maybe instead of come, maybe how did you get? But yeah, how did you, maybe it will be more appropriate to get, but yes, definitely how. How did you get here? Thank you so much. And last one, Aaron,
When do you usually get up?
when, right? When do you usually get up, or even what time do you usually get up? Good job. Thank you. All right, so next activity. We are gonna have an activity about interviewing a celebrity. What will this consist of? Well, my recommendation, and this is only my recommendation, obviously you can do it however you prefer in your team. Um, it could be like choosing a celebrity in general. So maybe one person on the team can be the celebrity, and then the rest of the team could be like the interviewers or the reporters right there. Okay, so it's going to be the celebrity, the rest of the team asking questions, asking information questions. Remember that we have to make information questions so that the celebrity won't answer only yes or no, but will give more details. Um, this is an example that I have. For example, I don't know, someone in the team can be Jackie Chan, and then one person asked, what advice do you have for kids who want to be actors? As you can see, this is for information, right? Or even how would you describe yourself in 5 words? This even talks about personality, okay? So you can also include things about personality or anything in particular that you think will be an awesome question to ask a celebrity. Um, the questions and the celebrity will be up to you. You are the ones that are going to decide in your teams what who are you going to choose and what questions are going to be asked. And what I usually do whenever I do this kind of activities is that I create like teams here on the call. I know that Teams has this option to for me to just randomly send you to a private chat, but whenever I do that, my computer gets stuck. So it is easier for me to create like the channels here and then assign you to one specific team. That way, every time that we do this kind of activities, you can just go on your own. So right now we are in general, right? However, you will just put yourself on hold in this call, and then let's say that you are in team 2. So you go to team 2, one of you will start a new call, and then the rest of the team will join the call, okay? Rules about going to calls. We have to speak more than what we write, okay? If you want to write down like the questions just for reference, it's okay. However, I want to hear you discuss in your teams. I'm gonna be going to every single team, making sure that everyone is in their team. If for some reason I don't find people on the teams, I will take notes on that, okay? That could be something that could affect you, not in a complete way, but I will recommend you to just be on your teams at the time because um, it's a space that I make for you to practice, okay? So those are the rules. Now, my question to you is that do you want to make your own teams? I'm just gonna have 4 teams. I think I have uh 18 people only. What happened to the rest? 18, 19, 20. Okay, so it's gonna be a group of maybe maximum 5 people in each team. Do you want to create your own teams or do you want me to tell you who do you go with? So what do you think about that? Do you want to choose the people you want to be in team with or do you want me to choose the people?
You, teacher? I don't know anybody here.
Okay. All right, so I'll just do it because that way we can have like this organized. So let me just work out this thing about making teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So for team number 1, let's see. For team number 1, I have Paola. I will have I will have David Navarrete. I will have Armando. I will have Aaron and Claudia. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and Claudia. Okay, so team number 1 will be Paola, David Navarrete, Armando, Aaron, and Claudia. Don't leave yet. I will let you know once we can leave to the group. So that's team number 1. Team number 2, we will have Ismael. We will have Annelies. We will have Ivan. We will have David Montañez. And we will have, who else? Omar. So team number 2 is Ismael, Annelies, Ivan, David Montañez, and Omar. Okay? Let's go to team number 3. Okay, so team number 3, Jonathan, Alan, and then Jasmine, and Wendy. I will make team 3 of 4 people because I need to see if team 4 it's not gonna be like two alone. So let me just work this out and then I will let you know. Okay, so team 3 so far it's Jonathan, Alan, Jasmine, and Wendy. Okay? And team number 4, it's gonna be Samuel. It's gonna be Octavio. Fernando, I already have you. Fernando. Fernando. And then I think I'm missing people. Raise your hand if I haven't called you. If I haven't say your name. So for team 4, I have Samuel, Octavio, Fernando. Did I completely mention everyone? I think I did, right? So maybe from the people that are not here, I'll just put Ivan. No, it's Ivan Muruato, but he's not here. Maybe I will put him in team number 4. Muruato. And Daniela Sofia on team 4. I'm not sure if they're going to show up, but for now, I will decide just on that. Okay, so here we go again. Paola, team 1. Paola, David Navarrete, Armando, Aaron, and Claudia. Team 2. Ismael, Anelis, Ivan, David Montañez, and Omar. Team 3. Jonathan, Alan, Jasmine, and Wendy. And team 4, Samuel, Octavio, Fernando, Ivan Muruato, and Daniela Sofia. Is there anyone I did not call? Yvette and Pablo. Okay. So Yvette, you will go to team number 3. And Pablo, you will go to team number 4. All right.
Okay, miss.
Okay. So I think that's it. That's everything I have for the teams. If you forgot your team, just let me know. But if not, I think we are more than ready to go ahead and start going to our teams. Please make sure to take advantage of all the time. Try to be attentively speaking, and if you are done, just tag me on a post on the chat of your team, and then I will just dismiss you from that and go back to general call. So if no questions, let's go to our teams. So let's start going and start
Teacher.
deciding what celebrities. Yes.
It needs to be one question by each person.
Yeah, preferably yes. And if you can come up with more questions, even not, oh, by the way, we're gonna come back and present whatever we did on our teams. But if you want to ask even more questions, it's okay, just to be interacting. But yeah.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So if no more questions, let's start going to our teams. Hello, hello. Are we back? Do we have team one? Team two?
Just teacher, team two.
Okay. What about team three and four? Team one, team four?
Team one here.
Excellent. And team, I don't know if team three did also answer back. Okay. So let's go ahead and just briefly explain what you guys discuss in your groups. So maybe just mentioning the name of your celebrity and maybe some outstanding questions that you got to ask to him or her. And obviously they have to be information questions, right? So let's go ahead. Anyone that wants to volunteer? If not, we can just go one by one. So Omar, go ahead. What team you are on? Team
On team two,
lost it.
teacher.
Team two. All right, so go ahead. What did you discuss in your group?
So we were talking about which questions we're gonna ask our celebrity, and we came up with 4 questions. Do I tell you the questions?
However you prefer. So if you want to just say the person and then maybe outstanding questions, it's okay. And even if you got some interesting answers, you can guys tell them as well.
Oh, okay. So the questions we made were about the activities that the celebrity do in his daily, the favorite food, favorite movie, and why, and also the favorite genre of music and what type of genre he listens at when he's feeling like a little down or depressed.
Okay, good to like emotions, right? Sometimes celebrities get to have to be acting something, but maybe their own personal emotions can also very important to know. Excellent. All right. Anything else, or would that be it?
That's it, teacher. Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you so much, team number two. Let's go with any other volunteer. If not, we can go with team one. So go ahead, team one. Do we have team one? Let's try.
Yes, teacher.
Let's
Sorry. In
don't
our
worry.
team,
Go.
we choose Toby Maguire because we all of us are fans, and we make questions about how how it feels come back to become this great superhero, and and curious dates like Leonardo DiCaprio, maybe in another time, in another universe, he is the Spider-Man. So like that things.
Okay, and I think it was easier to have like one celebrity in common, so that way you could even formulate very on top questions. So excellent job, team. That was team number one, right? Thank you so much. Do we have claps here? Let's clap for the teams. So let's go with excellent. Let's go with team number three. Go ahead, team number three.
Okay, like team number one, we have to Tobey Maguire. For example, our interview has 5 questions. For example, how many movies did you make? Just 10 movies for now. I'm not an actor who make too much movies. What was your first movie? The Wizard. What is your favorite character you have filmed? Spider-Man. What was your inspiration as actor? My inspiration as actor is to be a superhero and then change to be an I don't know, a businessman or something like that. And then, who is your best friend? James Franco. That's it.
Okay. So yeah, like that's the interesting about actors that they can change from one role to another and they can entirely be successful on different kinds of roles. So very, very good. Good job. So maybe team 1 and team 3 had the same ideas. Thank you. And I think just we're just missing team number 4. So go ahead.
Okay, we choose the celebrity of Cheyenne because we think he's a famous person here in Mexico, where when not only in Mexico, but we choose. And some of the question was that what is your most sold album? And he say it was my 19 album, which is called Atado tu Amor. We know that Chayanne have an appearance of a little telenovelas, and we ask when was your first appearance in a show? And he answers in 1988 in the telenovela Tormento. The next question was, what was your first song you wrote? And he say completamente enamorados, Chayanne. And the last question was, uh, which song did you take more time to compose? And he think was Torero. That he is the most complicated song he made.
Okay, awesome. So Cheyenne, yeah, he is dad of everyone. I mean, I have some aunts that they even say that he's the father of their children. That's what they all say. So great, great job. And definitely, yeah, Cheyenne. And and by the way, I think Cheyenne doesn't look or have the appearance of the age he has. So he is what we call the tragaños. I think he never gets old. Obviously, time goes by, but still. All right, excellent job, everyone. Thank you so much for being participating on those. And just before we go, and this is something we're gonna do every time that we leave from class, and even at the beginning of classes, I'm gonna be asking you to recap what we saw in the class, especially on Mondays, because I know that Thursday, that's it, and then weekend comes, and then we might forget everything. So that's why I want to keep refreshing everything that we see. Now, our exit ticket is what did you learn today? So anything in particular that you learned today, something you already knew, something that was new for you, anything, everything counts. So, David Navarrete.
I learned a new word, cheerful.
Cheerful. Okay. Excellent. Now you won't forget it. Thank you. Ismael.
I refresh my mind about information questions and words of first impression on people.
All right. It was like more of a refresh. Excellent, Ismael. Aaron?
Like my classmate, I'm learned some new words that I never hear before. Um, I like the reading about what kind of person are you, and it was very fun the activity or the speaking activity about thinking and, and about an interview actor.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, yeah, maybe new words, maybe it was just a matter of reviewing some topics. So, perfect. That's great for our learning, right? Omar, go ahead.
Like my classmate Ismael, is it refreshed my mind, making the exercise about the different type of words in a question we can use, like whose. I didn't remember in which type of questions, but now I won't forget it. That's the thing that I learned the most today.
Excellent. And I have another class of advanced level as well. And actually, that word, and that's why I try to make like this distinguishing this, the pronunciation, because whose with the contraction and whose without it are different meanings. And now we know that whose, WHOSE, it's referring to possession, right? Excellent. Thank you so much, Omar. And Samuel.
A few words about emotions. Selfish is a word I don't know. It's interesting.
Okay, so now you know we can add those words to our vocabulary, right? And actually, it is very, very helpful that whenever you learn a word, try to use it as soon as possible so that way you won't forget it. That's how can we internalize it. So excellent. Thank you, Samuel. And Yvette, go ahead.
I remember the words we can use to express impressions and know the new words about this.
Okay, so words, and we can relate impressions with personality, right? With personality, and that could describe people. And obviously, it's all a matter of our own interpretation. So, excellent. Thank you so much, Yvette. And well, I think with that, we will conclude our class for today. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow to continue with the next topic.
Teacher,
Yes.
before we end the call, I have a question with activity of the logs.
Okay, yes. What's your question?
In the part of description, it needs to be like very long description or short, or it depends on ourselves.
Yeah, obviously, I don't want for you to only write maybe just one or two sentences. I would like to see like your writing and everything, but it doesn't have to be like a whole page, definitely. So, if as long as you do more than one paragraph or even one paragraph, it's fine with me. And one paragraph, it's around 3 to 4 sentences. So I think that will be the minimum that you should write for the description.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
All right. And that was a great question in case someone else had it. So any more questions, guys?
Teacher, where we can find the file with the details of the how to do the log.
Oh, you're so right. I think I didn't upload it. Didn't I? No, I think I didn't. Let me upload it right now and then so you could have access to it. Okay? So yeah, I will upload it for you so you can have the details on it. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, anything else?
Teacher.
Yes.
Uh, on the Thursday, I going to be on classes in the campus, but my last class before your class is at 1 p.m. So I don't know if I can connect in the campus or what can I do, because if I can connect and I need to go to my house, I am going to be late in the class.
And how long does it take to you to get there to your house?
I don't know, like 30 minutes maybe. It's like
So maybe what you can do is just maybe in your phone you can
yes,
join the call.
I'm going to ask in the school because I think I have a lot. They have like a Wi-Fi for the students, so if I can do it, I stay there.
Yeah. Yeah, however it works to you. Yeah, however you think it's better if you want to take the class like throughout the on your way to go home, that's fine. If you want to take it in the campus, it's okay. However you think it fits better. Just in case of anything, don't forget to send me a message so I can remember.
Yes, I'm going to send you if something happen. Thank you.
That's great. Sounds great. Okay. So if anything else, I think class is dismissed. You are free to go now, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss. See you
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Thank you, teacher. See
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Goodbye, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, Miss.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
See you later.
See you later. Bye bye.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
I went late in this class because I was getting to my house uh, for work stuff. I went late, so I